Hel- Hello and welcome to the MegaMonsterCast, where today I caught my audio just in time. Uh,
This is the
so,
first time I recorded this, I swear.
yep, yep. No, we didn't get like a minute and a half in before I realized, like, okay, cool, we need to stop. It was only like, I think it was only like 15 seconds, thankfully. This time it wasn't an entire fucking episode, like the early
You,
episodes.
yeah, you've been burned hard enough in the past that you were like, wait, I need to look at this.
Yep, yep. It's like, all right, let's make sure both of these are both running for the viewers at home, I have two recording software up right now just to make sure that nothing goes wrong. And for some reason, both of them decided, hey, his headset doesn't exist.
Some inside baseball right there. I'm almost concerned that I need to be recording a backup copy.
I mean, I'm not going to say you don't, but like,
I
and I'm
might be
watching
ready
like,
next time for
yeah,
that.
now I'm like making sure that like, no matter what, I have at least one. Like, all right, inside baseball, I have three monitors. One is Discord, which we're recording off of. One is usually my notes, and one is usually just dedicated to like one of the recording software, with the other one like behind my notes on the middle one.
Just for quick reference. Panic stricken looks.
Yep, yep. Just in case it's like, all right, I can see at least one of these is still like running correctly. We're good.
I see a jumping meter and I see a record light. We're good.
Yep, yep. So
You
yes.
need you need one of these ultra wide monitors, and you can have basically each one of them serves as two. We just
uh,
we need our screen real estate, folks. We got
no,
a lot going on.
I need three curved monitors, so it really like has this like weird bump thing going on.
Oh yeah, see, like I actually have inside baseball on my side. I have four monitors up. I have two 16:9s up top,
Hmm.
and then I have two 21:9 curved here that I've made just myself this panoramic view. I can turn fully this way and still have screen
Yep.
real estate. It's fantastic. Could not recommend it more. Will never be going back.
That sounds lovely. But what I'm talking about is like three curved monitors that are not set up correctly, so they're like little
You're just doing
bumps.
the whoa,
Yep.
whoa. You got
Yep.
waves.
Yep.
I would be so triggered right then. My
Uh,
OCD. I'm just like sitting here trying to level them right, and
yep. Oh, you would hate it because like one of mine is sitting on like a table that is lower than the desk. The other two are on.
oh, I'm sure. I am convinced that Josh does anarchy shit like that to me on purpose. If I'm not mistaken, when I went to visit him last, he was like, he was showing me his desk and all that, and he had one side it was a vertical monitor,
Yep.
and he had it askew just to fuck with me.
I could see it. Yeah.
But that's Josh for you, folks.
Yep.
That's
So
why
this.
we love
Yep. So this is a very pertinent discussion because we're talking about computers, and we have a very computer oriented episode of Arc today. Oh, we are back after not technical difficulty, but a difficulty.
but it was
Yeah.
technically a difficulty.
Yes.
Anywho, and that's the best kind of difficulty. Um,
Yes.
so as I was saying before that, clean, seamless cut. I saw the title of Internet Conagon. I should have taken a piece of paper out right then and written down what I thought it was because I was wrong. I don't know why I didn't suspect what happened in this. They just went real hard on this episode. I did not expect this from from Ultraman, but here we are
Yep.
in a good way though. I don't know. It's weird.
I honestly, this was a fun episode. Like, and watching it, I knew like very early on this was going to be one that you were going to have opinions on. I
I
wish
do.
we could have had Josh on. He's not feeling well.
Yeah.
Unfortunately, I think he would have had a lot of really fun opinions on this episode too. We
Oh, he
might.
would have found every way to trigger me and
Oh
make
yeah.
me hate this episode.
Oh yeah. He would have pointed out like the three nitpicks that like you like are a little bit annoyed by and would have like blown them out of proportion.
Oh, for sure. for sure. Uh,
God, yeah. No, this was a fun one. So, one second, let me bring this fucker up right here. So, uh, for context, Conagon is
yeah,
technically,
let's explain Kanagon real quick because I didn't know that this wasn't just a I assumed because of the off the wall concept that this episode entails that Kanagon was a new creation for Ultraman arc, not a
yep,
callback. But you apparently
yeah.
have
So
told me that I'm wrong.
this kaiju was originally from the 15th episode of Ultra Q, which is the Ultraman show before Ultraman. Uh, so like
D-
going back to, let me see what
Like
no,
canonically or
yeah,
via release?
no, like so the Ultra Q was made before Ultraman. Like Ultra Q was like
Oh,
was a Twilight Zone show, and they realized they needed like a stronger hook to get the kids into it, so they made Ultraman.
okay.
So his debut on television was April 10th, 1966.
Wow.
Yeah, yep,
He's been around then.
yeah. Other
Has
than
he
that,
always had that aesthetic of
uh,
the clamshell?
more or less. So his appearances were in Ultra Q, Ultraman Zerth 2, Ultra Q Dark Fantasy. He's in some of like the after Ginga stuff. Then he showed up in Ultraman Zet, and now this one. Oh, and I guess he was probably in Redman because everyone was in Redman. God, Redman's a trip. We need to get you to watch that sometime. Every
Is
episode's like
that
2 minutes, and it's a fucking like no, oh,
So
2 minutes,
it's Dragon Ball Heroes.
dude. It's like a kaiju's just like walking through the forest, or like a kaiju's having a picnic with its family, and then
And
Redman
fun.
shows up and just kills them.
Oh my god. What?
Yeah, Redman just shows up, tosses a spear at him, runs up, beats the shit out of it, and then kills him.
Just like, hey Red Man, are we the baddies?
Oh, dude, like it's heavily implied in modern day that Redman is just a fucking crazy person. Like he has a backstory where like they try to make it sympathetic, but he just goes on a genocide.
And my sympathy is lost.
Oh yeah, no, like almost immediately, like when it gets to the part where it's just like kaiju hanging out with their families and he shows up and kills them, it's like you can't be the good guy in this situation.
I, I think that might have been unprovoked, sir. Oh shit.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay,
Uh,
we're definitely adding that one to the psycho list.
but yeah, so so Kanagon is normally looks like a clam ass monster, you know? He's like
Sure.
and its gimmick is it usually eats money. That's what it does.
So
Usually it's
that
coins.
that too is apropos for this character.
Yeah, yeah. This is honestly like
Interesting.
this is a
I could have
really
sworn they were leaning into this as an original script.
oh no, this is like a really good like modernization of a super old concept. Which like
Wicked.
honestly, this is taken like the way that they took this old concept and spun it to become this like super modern take on it that really like resonates a lot better than the original in my opinion. Like this works better than oh it's a monster that eats money.
Yeah, like this one was kind of a piss take for most of it because a lot of it's just super comedic and is not taking itself seriously. Like we the freaking Wile E. Coyote moment when we're gonna get to it is just absurd and I love it. But
Uh,
like this this whole episode was I don't think there was a serious moment in it.
no, I
But
mean like
but it was written well.
Yeah. Oh, speaking of, I need to look up who the writer for
Like
this episode was.
I feel like if I was gonna guess, I'd say the older episodes of Kanagan eating money are kind of like a darkish take, or like
Eh,
don't have a lot to say.
yeah, I would say like the Zet episode I liked, but it wasn't like that wasn't like the strongest Zet episode. It wasn't a bad episode. I just like I think from what I'm recalling, that wasn't a strong one. And maybe I'm wrong. Maybe it had like maybe that was the B plot in a super strong A plot episode, and I've just separated them out over time. But I want to say it was just not this like not a crazy great one. Um,
Okay.
so this episode, I am not super familiar with the writer. The writer doesn't have
Yeah.
any sort of like other um so on the Ultra wiki, usually you can find like what the writers have done, and there's no entry for the writer themselves, so I don't know. Maybe this is their first
Mm.
episode. If so, that's a really strong first episode.
Yeah, put that one on your reel, dude.
hmm the director for this is the direct has directed like a bunch of other stuff that's really good though. Like he worked on Zet, he worked on Decker, Trigger, which I'm not gonna give him too much crap for. Blazar, he had some really good episodes on Blazar. Then he worked on like little bits of other shows from Max until now.
Okay. Good
Yeah.
showing. Good showing.
Oh yeah. No, this was a fun episode. Like, and from what I can kind of recall, this guy is usually pretty solid on making fun episodes.
Yeah, I will say above all, this episode was fun. It was yeah, I just had fun with it.
hmm Uh,
Um, back on Kanagan though, is his mouth clearly a zipper? I swear to God, it's a zipper.
you can make the argument for that. I want to say
It's
so.
supposed to
He's
be
like a
teeth, but like what
it,
meta. It's a zipper, right?
yeah, yeah. It might also
Okay.
be like the whole coin purse thing too.
Oh my God, it's a coin purse.
Yeah, yeah,
Oh my God, it's a coin purse.
yeah,
That's
yeah. Because he eats coins.
amazing. Of course. Oh my God. That makes so much. Oh, I love this. I
Yep,
love every bit of this.
yep.
Okay. All right. Mwah. There it was. There was the fucking chef's kiss for me. I need nothing more.
No, no, it's
You
a
lean
solid
into the
design.
bit to make the fucking monster a coin purse? Yes, sir.
So this episode starts with our introduction to Kanagon, who is a virtual kaiju in this continuity, who
Well, yeah, yeah.
is also a streamer.
We haven't gotten to that point yet. We have to
Eh,
introduce this universe's Apple, Google, Samsung Pay,
Yep, Hoshi
known
Pay,
as Hoshi Pay.
which I kind of like. Okay, so when I saw what this episode was about, I didn't even like. I I I knew it was Internet Kanagon, and I knew Kanagon ate like money. So my first thought was, oh, is this going to be a Bitcoin episode? I didn't realize they were going to go the like like the pay service route instead, which I should have realized because that makes more sense anymore.
But I mean, it's kind of a commentary on both. Like the Hoshi Pay transaction method is very Venmo esque,
hmm
but it is a transfer of the worldly denomination into the Hoshi Pay coins. So it is also a crypto exchange.
Yep,
So you were right.
yep. But I didn't catch like the part where it was like also like, oh, and you just walk up to places and you pay on your phone,
Yep. Yep.
which like again, really great use of like it's timely, it's relevant because like I don't know about you, I want to say like 95% of the time I buy shit, I use that. Like
I
I would
don't
walk
use
up,
any of those services, but like my credit card has tap to pay, and I'm
yep,
like, I love that feature.
yep.
So I get the appeal for it. I just haven't ever set one up per se.
See, I'm one of those assholes that I don't like having things in my pockets for some reason. So the less
Uh,
things I have to carry when I go into the store, the better.
that's fair. I usually need to keep my ID on me, so I'm like, ah, fuck it, keep the wallet. Uh, but
Well,
I get that appeal for sure.
yep. Yeah, so we have the introduction of Hoshi Pay, which is
E-
also a
even the
coin
seam
purse.
Even the seamstress takes Hoshi pay.
Yep.
Okay, she is going to town on some fabrics in it's like she's I think she's working on draperies and curtains.
Hmm.
She's got Hoshi pay. It's everywhere. Everybody's using it. The entire economy runs on Hoshi pay.
Yep. Which again, the mascot for Hoshi Pay is also a coin purse. So we're getting a lot of coin purse stuff going on.
It is. It is.
But yeah, so we have the whole like montage of everyone using Hoshi Pay to pay for everything. And when we get to Skip, we have like a little bit of an interaction between Rin and Yuma, kind of setting up like we've already had the establishment of Hoshi Pay, but now we're kind of getting like the establishment of what we're going like that essentially everyone has to conserve energy for right now, which
Yeah,
I love.
they're literally in Japan, Texas.
Yeah, I
You
love.
know, like we have you're the power grid is failing, but the economy looks great.
Mhm. I also love Shu's way of of helping to cut down on costs is that he
He's
is limiting himself to 3 cups of coffee a day.
I wrote down on my notes. Shu has numbered coffee mugs.
Yep. Oh, dude, when he walks up with the 3 mug, I'm like,
They're the most like sterile prison cups
yep.
that I've ever seen. They're like this dirty tarnished silver thing with just this crude 3 on it, like stuck on it like it's construction paper. Like you'd think that this cup has seen many years of being banged against the bars in the middle of a prison. It's just got dents and dings and tarnishes on it. He looks like he is roughing it,
Oh yeah. No,
and
that.
he lets you know that he thinks he's roughing it.
Yep. And then we get our introduction to the creator of Hoshi Pay, which
Well, wait a minute. There's a few things here that we just got to get to
okay,
just
go
for a
for it.
second.
Go for it. You can go
Uh,
for it.
Shu at this point gets way too passionate about his definition of conservation, freaks Yuma the fuck out. Love that. Then he gets even worse and basically describes Twitch, which apparently is a new concept in this universe.
Hmm.
He's like, we'll become streamers, and then they'll tip us in Hoshi Pay. Then I can have coffee. Like this is a step one, step two, step three profit motive for Shu if I've ever seen one.
Oh yeah. And like
Uh,
he's not aiming for this we're gonna become rich. He's like, I'm gonna have my fucking 6 other cups of coffee during the day.
yes, it is all about that. And Rin even points that out later. Like he's different when it comes to coffee. If
Yep.
coffee's involved, he's different. Uh, and then like after he describes what Twitch is, basically, because apparently we also find out that the HoshiPay app is also a streaming platform. Uh,
Of course.
which I'm just like, this is hitting all the moments for me because he describes the whole we'll stream, we'll get Hoshi Pay, we'll get coffee, and then he's like, Yuma's like, okay, dude, sounds good, and he goes, no, we should do this together. We'll be great, and I'm like, wow, Shu is me. For the network of shows that we've created over the years. We have all had this conversation, and I'm
Yep.
usually Shu. I think you were Shu for this
Yep. Yep. I was
podcast,
shoe on this one, but yeah.
but for Council of Greys, I was 100% Shu. Like, come on, guys, we can do it. It's gonna be great. Check out Council of Greys, by the way. So
Get ready for the fucking Star Trek stream.
yes,
Coming Sunday.
pretty fucking soon. Yeah, check that out on the 9th,
Yeah.
8th. Yeah, 8th.
It literally this episode's probably gonna go up the night that we shoot it, which is a Thursday.
Get
The
over there.
Yep, yep. Literally the 8th. So the 5th to
Get
the
over
8th.
there. It's
Yep, yep.
happening right now.
Yeah.
You're missing it. We miss you.
Apparently, I have to watch the worst episode of The Next Generation.
Oh God,
Yeah,
what are we torturing ourselves with this time?
I have to watch Tabula Rasa. I don't know anything about
Wow,
it, but I have to
I don't
watch
know
it.
anything about it. Okay, and now we get our introduction to the creator of Hoshi Pei, and I have a question for you, sir.
Yes.
Is she from Blue's Clues?
Okay, so here's what I'm gonna say.
That sweater though.
She is very specific, and if she wasn't working in a tech-related field where she can interact with people only on the internet, she would work in a cubicle where she never had to interact with anyone.
But she's so charismatic. How could you say that?
With her fucking insanely weird, off-putting style, and the fact that I, okay, the mustache thing is like the best part of her character, in my
Oh,
opinion.
we'll get to Professor Mustache in a
Yep.
little bit. Absolutely.
Like I love her to death, but like this is a human being that could not survive in the world if it weren't for the internet. She
Yeah,
is
I mean,
amazing.
there, and I will say too, like the English dub actress for her went to the paint.
Oh, she knew the assignment. She knew exactly what type of person she was
Knew
playing.
yes. Like the moment when she's all up in like Yuma's like, I don't get it. And she's like, are you fucking serious?
Yep,
Like
just gets super guttural. Like, what the fuck
yeah,
is
like
wrong with you?
I I literally had to pause and be like, okay, what? That was awesome. Like she got the assignment for
Yep,
sure.
yep. But pretty soon after that, we get the introduction to one of the other great gimmicks of the episode, Alpha
I will
and
say,
Omega.
we have to mention though that after the commercial ends,
Mhm.
like Yuma and Shu still like, you know, it's a really convenient way to pay, and they even have like the shitty intonation, like I just did, like you're
Mhm.
selling something, like, hey, do you have the right car insurance? Boy, do I can I show you the right car insurance? He's like,
Dude,
I was sitting there going like, they're in a commercial.
they're in a commercial for half of this episode. Half of the
Yeah.
episode, they have that tone of voice. But again, then we get the introduction to Alpha and Omega, another
Yes,
great gimmick where they
the
decide they're
best
gonna become,
VTubers.
yep, they're gonna become VTubers.
I'm like, of course, they become VTubers. But I think the thing that sells it for me again, which makes this just punch me in the gut even harder, is how much effort, struggle, and failure we had back in the early days of streaming with the friggin' green screens.
Yep,
The friggin' green screen in this is so true to life. It's upsetting how
yep,
bad it is because it's accurate. Like the green screen does not fill the whole frame. They have the chroma key too high, so it's actually catching the reflection of the green light off of Shu's hand, off of his skin. So part of
yep,
his hand disappears. You can see the background literally flickering in and out. It's inconsistent and wrinkly. It's so real.
yep.
I can't handle this. This is when I quit. I had to walk away. I'm like, my feelings. You have hurt them.
I'm surprised you
This is
didn't mention the
amazing.
fact that Yuma is wearing a shirt that has green on it in front of the green screen.
Oh my fucking god, he is. I did not notice it. I was so intent on studying the background. They literally have Home Depot style alligator clips
Yep,
with the orange Home Depot tip
yep.
holding up the friggin' green screen, man.
I'm
This
looking
is
at it right now.
amazing. This is so real.
Yep, I'm looking at it right now. Like it's, and like you can like I just love the little touch of the coat rack is like a foot away from the green screen.
And then what? There's something off to the left side too.
The
They
plant.
left the ficus. The
Yep,
ficus is green.
yep.
It's insane. These are insane choices.
It's so
All of
good.
this shit happened to me like 6 years ago. This is so 6 years ago me.
No, this is genuinely great. And of course, Shu is insanely intense about every aspect of this.
Yes, though I mean, Yuma's in for the ride.
Oh yeah,
He's doing the fusion dance.
oh yeah. No, he's down for it, but like you can see on his face, he's like, "Am I supposed to be doing this?" And Shu's like dead serious in everything he's doing. Like his
Absolutely.
face is stoic. He is
We're gonna get
prepared.
10,000 views.
Oh God.
But I just, it's so good.
Oh man. No, this
Like,
is
move to the left.
yeah, and we get that again later in the episode too, which I love. Like I love that they circle back around and bring their VTuber selves in again.
Yes. The VTubers, I think, make 3 appearances in
Hmm.
this episode, and hopefully, it won't be like the inventions in Orb. I hope that this gimmick sticks around for a little bit.
They brought the inventions back a couple times.
But come on, it was like once.
Yeah. I mean, just wait. Just wait.
Well, you made a Deus Ex Machina machine. You can't just keep using it.
Yep. Uh, so I also
Watch our
love.
Orb episodes to catch that context. We got cross pollination everywhere.
Oh yeah. Uh, I love that Konagon is also like kind of exists in augmented reality. Like his streams, he's his
Well,
streams come from real places, but he's not
is that
physically there.
established? I was under the impression it was completely virtual.
See, I think to an extent it's an augmented reality situation because I think some of the places that he's at are real places and he uses real footage, but he himself puts himself into the footage, not into that environment that it was shot in.
Mm.
So like I don't think it's like necessarily they set up a camera and he can appear. I think it's like maybe he just hijacks footage that already exists and inserts himself into it.
I mean, that would take less processing power, to be fair,
Hmm.
uh, because creating the whole scene from whole cloth costs more in CPU cycles and GPU cycles. Though we do need to point out that the reason why we are now discussing the streaming aspect of Conagon is because the Us Brothers, or is it the US Brothers stream? I
Uh,
couldn't quite tell what they were calling themselves.
I'm not 100% certain, but yeah,
I think it's the Us Brothers.
probably us.
Uh, and great name.
Mhm.
Uh, they're not getting any views to the distress of Shu. Shu goes to the captain and just gets in his face like, "This is what we need to do." It's like, I don't know. I'm enjoying the streams though. Uh,
Yep, Bond doing a little motion too, like
and
I'm
then
in for the ride.
and
Yuma
then
did a
he's
cool thing.
all, yeah, I'm enjoying watching them. Uh, then he's all, when in Rome, copy the best YouTube streamer or Hoshi Pay streamer, I should say. Not like every YouTube or Twitch streamer has tried that before. Uh, so then they look at Kanagon, and I will say that the deep fake AI generated whatever angle the augmented video, it fools the skip team.
Oh yeah. Yep, they think Konagon is physically real, like really up there physically,
Right.
which spurs them on to talk to the most specific human being that has ever existed and ever will exist.
Specific is a kind word.
She is, if she were a real person, again, she would not be able to be a functional member of society. She would have to go, she would like be required to like, I can't even think of it. She would,
She's totally a meme of this character type.
yeah, no, like
Like,
she's,
this is the crazy woman who works in computer science and
mhm.
tech. Like, you've got to be a special kind of crazy.
And like, I'm gonna look this up because I feel like I've seen her in something. Let me look this up. Uh,
And I say that because I work in CS and tech, and I know I'm a special kind of crazy,
okay,
and
yeah.
I know my colleagues.
Yeah, she was also in a Kamen Rider series, Kamen Rider Ghost.
Ah, oh, Common Rider,
Yep.
how you befuddle me.
If we
What was
ever
the
get,
what's the villain? Is it a spider?
yep, there's a spider and so many of them. There's also a bat and so many of them, and
There's
oftentimes a
just there's
snake.
little do we know that in all of Japan, there's like an embargo on making monster costumes. There's just been like 8 costumes throughout all of time.
And they subtly revamp them every year.
Yeah, this one's got a horn on it now.
I mean, considering that is quite literally the difference between some ultra character like ultra monsters and some Godzilla suits. We put a frill on it. It's not Godzilla anymore. And
It's
eventually he'll tear the
Godzilla due to
and,
international copyright laws. It's not,
yep. So
but
it'll
still.
yep. But yeah. Oh God. I'm watching her make expressions and her eyes just go manic all the time. She does like an over the top gesture.
You could literally I don't need her to lip sync English. I don't need to hear the dub. I don't need to even hear the Japanese. You can tell what she's saying.
Oh yeah.
She emotes hard.
Like
Uh
the mania is just so strong in everything she does. Like
gee, yes, that's totally what it is.
mhm.
I mean, cartoonish doesn't do it justice. Um that she's and I wrote in my notes, she's studying similar subjects to me, but with a little bit more of a capitalist bent, as we'll see.
Yep. Oh God. No. I just love like the way her eyes go wide every time she makes a motion. Like just and
She does a very unfortunate hand motion in this episode, I will
yep.
say.
Yep.
And she holds the pose. I'm sitting there being like, guys, I know you know what this looks like.
You gotta
I know
lower
it's
that
not
hand
that.
by like 30 degrees.
Well, you need to like angle the hand or something. None of whatever you're doing, stop.
Just put it here and kind of like go low and it
God.
works.
Or you could point. Pointing is acceptable.
Oh God.
I literally I watched this episode twice, and every time I was like, "This they hold this pose just 1 second too long.
I would say
If it
more than
was just a
one.
moment and then gone, that'd be
I,
different."
I would say longer than 1 second too long. She holds it for like a
Okay,
good
fine.
5 or 6 seconds.
It felt like a long time. I'm like, oh,
Yep. She does not give two
unsavory.
shit.
And this is Japan. This isn't cool.
She doesn't give two shits about the optics on that
Oh, and
one.
I know that wasn't what it was, but I'm like, uncomfortable,
Yep. Yeah. So
uncomfortable.
she goes off to kind of explain how Conagon works. That Conagon is
It
a
uses transaction data as training data. What did you expect was the next step?
that would eventually learn how to spend money, but no. Oh, I mean,
Ooh,
like,
we'll get to there because their solution is let's teach it capitalism. Yay!
yeah.
You got one half. You got the half that most of the billionaires in America like.
No, I do love like they think that the biggest problem with this thing is, well, it gets money, but it doesn't spend it.
Because it doesn't have material needs or like it has no physical needs. It actually isn't alive.
Yep.
Like,
No, it needs to
of
get more
course. Why?
surfers.
Okay, so it collects the money, which we find is just wrecking the economy, which has several implications and interesting implications to it. But like, I just don't understand why someone would allow the Conagon creature to run its own, to be in charge of its own bank account. Why does that not go to her? Or to the Hoshipay system, or to the government, since the government is the one funding this. Like,
because she's a crazy person who
that's
decided to get.
insane. You did worse, because it's, again, not a living creature, it's a digital entity. You did worse than handing over your fortune in a will to your cat.
Yep.
You did. Like, this is some mismanagement shit here.
Yeah, but I mean, you got to remember, like, she's just good with computers. Everything that
Yeah.
I see when I look at her tells me she does not understand how the rest of this world works. She just
No.
gets the computer side of it.
Yeah, and and I have in my notes in here, there was a problem here way before now.
Oh yeah. No, somebody decided that she was allowed to just sit there and do what she wanted as long as she was quiet. And then they gave up when
Well,
she
it
stopped
sounded
being
like she
quiet.
pitched this.
No. So, like, growing up, she was allowed to do whatever she wanted when she was quiet. And then they just gradually gave up on the whole quiet part.
And that's when the destruction began.
Yep. When she was allowed to be
And we learned,
manic.
oh yeah. No, not in public for sure. Uh uh we learn all of this, like the solution and the problem, the economic despair uh occurring through what I have lovingly referred to as Professor Mustache.
I'm literally looking at it right now. It's on the middle screen for me. I am staring at her somewhat enlarged head on that body.
Yeah, like doing the, like, the Funko Pop
Yep.
style, like, enlarged head, but she's wearing a mustache, a pure white canvas or felt mustache. Like, oh, it's for the bit, and so much so that part of the bit is she's emoting so hard that it falls off, and I'm not convinced that it just fell off during filming and they went, "Keep it.
Oh, a hundred
That's the
percent.
best take."
A
And
hundred
it
percent.
was.
That was not planned. That was a happy accident that they loved.
Yeah, if you get a chance to insert a still of Professor Mustache
Oh god, I just love how
in
the
here,
mustache is wiggling as she's talking.
it's so good. Quite distracting, though,
Oh yeah.
I must admit. I had to watch the episode twice at least to be like, "Oh, okay, I got way too distracted by that mustache."
No, you got the correct amount of distracted by that mustache. That was the intention.
Yeah,
The
yeah,
mustache was there for the bit.
but man, like the sweater being just the right kind of horizontal stripes, the the enlarged head bit where she's doing this professor bit, like this is some Blues Clues shit,
Oh,
man. I It's great. Uh and then we get our VTubers back for this bit too, which is fantastic.
hmm. This is the second time we see them. We'll get them one more time.
God,
And yeah.
Yuma's shirt is so trash. It's like 5 different plaid patterns that are intentionally clashing, and I just
No, I get you.
uh,
He's something
it
special.
and well, with the cargo pants, like, it totally works. And I hate that it works.
Hmm. Yeah, so then they go back to base and they tell Bon about just how, like, why the economy is fucked and that it's because of this fucking clam coin purse monster that only exists on the internet that people keep giving money.
And admittedly, this bit right here reminded me so much of those moments where you get this Bitcoin bro being like, "It's the currency of the future," and the captain just looks at him and goes, "Yeah, I still don't understand. Like, you're not explaining it clearly
Yep.
enough." Ugh.
Also, I do not think that this woman should be allowed in Skip headquarters.
Yeah, this was a security breach like no other.
And like she's hanging with Rin, who is the other like computer specialist, so cool, but like I would not have let her in your headquarters if I were you. She is way too manic. There is like a not 0% chance she burns this place down just because she exists inside of it.
Yeah, it may not even be her who does it. It might just be her existence causes it. Uh, we find out in fact that Rin is the better coder, as to combat her own creations, she hands over that task to Rin. So points for Rin.
Oh yeah. No,
Uh,
it's a special it's a special episode. I get
special is how I will be referring to it from now on. Yes,
yep, it's a very special episode, and then we're gonna find out that somebody was like on drugs this episode, and it's
but it,
obviously her.
but it made past the edit phase.
Yep. No, like we're gonna in like 6 episodes, we're gonna get her coming back, and we're gonna like get flashbacks to her like doing fucking coke before every scene. It's gonna become like the after school special episode where we have to deal with her drug problem.
Oh God,
Yeah.
the
So then
intervention episode for Ultraman.
yeah. So then they isolate Kanagan because they're gonna try to fight it in the internet.
Okay, so the area, and they try to corner it in the aerial data server, which is essentially this large dirigible, this blimp.
Hmm.
Uh, this is a terrible idea.
Oh yeah. I don't know why something like this would exist.
There's that's because they don't. This is like the efficiency here is insanely low. Like I know that they have, like, if we were to switch to blimps over planes, it'd be less energy, it'd be less energy cost per mile kind of thing. But you have to keep this thing full. Like, what happens if any mechanical failure happens? Your server farm is fucked. Uh, it's so not like running a server farm is already incredibly energy intensive. Like we're trying to make computing more efficient because it takes so much energy. Like, this is not green in any way. You have to power it to float, and then you have to have enough fuel on board to power the generators to run a server farm. Uh, you have to pay someone to operate it, or I guess it could run on AI, considering you have such incredibly advanced AI agents. But like, the amount of problems with this from just an energy and maintenance and maintainability standpoint, this has so many points of failures, and it does not serve as a decent backup in any way.
Oh no.
Like, what is the incentive to do this? Like, an underground bunker server is 10 times more secure and isolated. Like, what is this? This is my nitpick for sure. Like, who thought of this? There's a reason why these don't exist.
Yeah. No, it was bonkers. And again, my head
I'm gonna
canon.
get off my soapbox now. I'm sorry.
No, I can head canon this for like in one quick reason.
Do it.
She was the one that made this. That lady made this. She
God
thought it
damn it,
would
you're
be
right.
dope.
I don't like that you just hand waved that so effectively. I'm a little upset at this. I thought I had a good takedown of this shit, and now it makes sense again.
Yeah, no, it's 100% just a crazy person did this.
No, trust me. No, trust me. It'll be great.
Yep, it'll be awesome. And then she does the hand motion again, but she does it higher this time, and people feel uncomfortable.
Okay, we'll give it to you. Just stop. Put your hand down.
Maybe in a minute.
You knew what this was.
Puts on the mustache again.
Oh no, she cut off the edges.
Yep. Everyone gets real quiet.
This episode got dark real fast.
Yep.
Where's Josh?
Um, yeah. So then we have Ark lifting the fucking dirigible
He catches that bad boy,
and just,
and then it
ugh,
catches him.
ugh,
Yeah, it's such a lazy like.
I'm tired of this bullshit.
But I am late tired
And then a giant ass hand, which how big must that hand have been to reach out and grab him and pull it in?
because Ultraman, if you haven't watched any of our episodes or haven't watched Ultraman before, is kaiju sized.
Yeah, he's like 60 meters tall, 50 to
I
60.
mean, this I will say the fist was probably a foreshadowing for the size of Kanagan later in the
Hmm.
episode. But what was the motivation here? Like,
Uh,
why did Kanagan snatch him? Because he like gets excited when he sees Ultraman and goes like, "Ooh, shiny, sparkly bunny." What?
yes, because
I
Ultraman
did
looks
not
like a bunny.
like that interaction. I didn't get. I didn't get why he snatched him, and I didn't understand the whole like, "Hey, wait, you're not a wabbit."
It was because we needed a reason for him to suddenly be in the digital space so they can fight.
Okay,
And
that seemed like a few extra steps.
uh, I mean, it might have something to do with that old Ultra Q episode. I don't know if
He could have got
Kanagon
hit
had
by
a
like.
thing for rabbits, maybe.
Okay, maybe that was a callback.
Maybe I'm trying to look it up to see.
Because did he say bunny or rabbit in the sub?
Let me scan through. I was looking at that.
I just did not understand. Like it seemed to me, I was like, oh, does he eat rabbits? Because he's saying he's hungry. Like, no, he eats money. Uh, I mean, Ultraman could have got hit by a data beam. He could have got matrixed in. He could have put his fist through the TV screen on the side of the dirigible and fallen in. Like
Oh, no, no. He says shiny money.
money makes so much more sense canonically.
Yeah,
All right.
yeah, because he likes money.
Sounded like bunny,
Shiny.
and the English subtitles did not catch it as money. I don't think.
Huh. Weird. Yeah, now he says money.
Ooh, shiny, sparkly money. Got it.
Yep,
Totally. Now my interpretation seems silly.
yep.
Uh,
I also love the whole like anytime he hits him, like like fucking coins. Like,
yeah, I have written here Ultra Digital Man first,
mhm,
and then coin combos Sonic Ring style.
yep, yep. Anytime he
It was
hits him,
pretty
just
fantastic. Again, like this episode was so much fun. This genuinely made me laugh out loud.
oh yeah, this was a great episode.
I did not expect them to be like, "You took a hit, lost a coin." What is amazing?
Yep. And
Ready Player One ain't got shit on this.
Then we send UP in.
UP Kaiju,
Yep,
let's go!
yep,
Finally, UP has a purpose.
yep,
For about 4 seconds.
yep. Oh God.
God, are we gonna like we've talked about this in previous episodes of the Mega Monster Cast before? Are we gonna get UP getting a moment? And why are we gonna hate it so much?
Because this was his moment.
You beefed it.
This was his moment. He'll get like one, maybe two more. He'll get another chance around episode like 17, and then he'll get another one like episode 23 or 24.
Yeah.
Like he's already beefed his first chance. He gets two
He'll
more.
whiff if it's to the 23rd or 24th episode, he'll whiff that one too, and
Oh yeah.
Ultraman will have to save him.
Oh yeah. Unless we get a whole Legion moment where all the UP bots from across Japan show up to work together.
Oh yeah, because there's many, right?
Yep.
Oh
Uh,
dear.
yeah. So then
We
we
are
get
Legion.
yep. So then we get Kanagon. Uh, Kanagon hungry. Kanagon eat. Kanagon become gianter.
Okay, but he becomes Gianter through the most crazy thing. Apparently, in his digital realm, which I assume is like the digital representation of, you know, where he lives and where the bank account is.
Yeah.
He finds this. He gets irritated at UP, I think,
Mm.
because UP tries to throw the Dr. Mario pill of transaction data at at Kanagon, and Kanagon's not having
Hmm.
any of it. Which again, this is basically a capitalism pill, and there's no commentary there. Uh, but uh, the thing that she says is that he found a secret stash of money for revitalizing the market in the case of an emergency, revitalizing the market. And what could that emergency be but a market crash?
Yeah.
And then the captain goes, like seriously, the captain in this episode right now is the smartest man on earth.
Oh yeah.
He asks great questions all the time, every time, every single time. He's skeptical. He's like, I don't understand what you mean by Bitcoin is going to be the currency. You're stupid. Uh, he goes, who provided the funding for that? And she goes, the city did.
Yeah. The city just gave her a shit ton of money.
So let's just examine this just one little way, real quick. The city gave its last and well, I don't know if it was its last. It gave an excess of reserve funds in the case of a market destabilization or crash to the company that they thought would destabilize the market and crash it.
Banks never
What?
fail. Banks never fail
Then why did you need the reserve money?
because
Because you
banks
thought
never
it was
fail.
there was a chance. But
Banks
you
never
think
fail.
what?
We don't need to bail them out. Banks never fail until they do, and then we bail them out.
Never. They're too big to fail, Nick. They're
Yeah,
too big
which is why
to
we're gonna
fail.
give them money.
Yeah. They've never done anything wrong with money.
Yeah, no, of
There's
course
no
not.
history of that. That'd be weird. Oh
Uh,
my god, this episode like it triggers me so many ways. Like it's like my every aspect of my life. The only thing that's missing here is they needed to lampoon musicians, and I could have just killed myself.
I mean, you're gonna find out later on that lady's in like a band where she
He's
plays the
totally in a punk
ukulele.
band, dude.
No, she plays the ukulele.
In the punk band.
It's a punk band. Oh my god, that would piss me
She's
off. I'm gonna
playing
be honest.
tambourine with her feet. You know
Uh,
she is.
no, I'm picturing her like trying to play like this really like good riff on the ukulele, like trying to play it really fast. Like,
Yes, absolutely. She is riffing hard on the ukulele, like those four
oh,
strings. She replaces her strings twice every practice.
you know you know the movie the Road to El Dorado, the part where he's like playing
Yes.
the lute. She's doing that with the ukulele, like mad dogging
Oh,
people.
yes. Yes. Excellent. I love it. I want to see this is I she has got to come back in a later episode. She's got to come back.
She's either going to come back in a pivotal episode or they will try to pretend she didn't exist.
Yep. It'll be one or the other.
Yep.
I'm gonna put
Uh,
in the comments I want to see more.
yep. Uh,
Bring
God.
her back. Bring her back.
I also love that when Ark uses his Luna armor, which we're okay, skipping ahead a little bit.
Yeah.
So
He gets
UP,
big now.
yep, UP can no longer handle the processes that are going on, so he has to
Well,
bail.
it's the other way around. I
Oh,
I think
fair enough.
the fact that Kanagan got so large, it ends up kicking UP from the server
Mhm.
essentially. But you you might have skipped over the reason why this is actually more important than just UP disappears, because UP is now being ridden by Ultraman.
Yep. Yep. That was I
Like
was gonna
they
bring
see
up.
they see Kanagan just, oh shit, let's get out of here. And he hops on Yuppie's back and just takes off on the Yuppie cycle.
Yep. No, Yuppie is a razor scooter.
It's a razor scooter,
Yep.
absolutely.
Yuppie is a razor scooter. Ark is riding on him, then pieces out, and he just
Oh no, it's
flips.
it's a bird scooter or a spin scooter, and like your credit card just got
Yep.
denied, and
Yep.
Yuppie just disappears out of nowhere. And then we get the most amazing Wile E. Coyote moment.
Yep. Just the
Freaking
spin.
Ultraman is just like, and mugs to the camera. Like the only thing he was missing was a freaking white sign.
Oh God.
He's suspended in midair for hundreds of meters, while he mugs to the camera and still holds on to the non-existent UP, like the most Wile E. Coyote cartoon. Like the only things that were missing were the white sign and a little bit of a dust cloud as he disappears below as gravity reasserts itself on his body.
I'm gonna be honest. I was surprised we didn't get that dust cloud.
I'm shocked. Genuinely, I might make an AI re-edit of this. Like that just for that one little thing.
Hmm. No, it's so good.
It's so good. Like I didn't need to get to this moment to know that this whole episode was a well thought out and actually quite reasoned teardown of some of these concepts, but also able to do it in the middle of a piss take.
Hmm.
Like this was so funny. Again, laughed out loud at this.
Oh yeah.
So glad I didn't watch this while I was like in the library or something.
So then we get Ark uses his Luna armor, where she has
Have
that
we seen the
little.
Luna armor before?
It was in last episode.
Oh, okay.
So
Was the
last
episode
episode,
that,
the last episode, I think,
or
was
was
the
that
introduction.
the
It was the Fire Tiger one.
oh, okay.
Yep. So
He doesn't use those wings very effectively.
no, yeah. So he has the little Luna shieldy thingy, which immediately, oh, money.
That looks vaguely coin shaped.
Hey, I eat those.
He literally asked him too. He's like, "Is that money?"
He's like mugging, like, oh, follow the money, follow the money, follow it,
Yeah.
follow it.
Well, he like basically plays frisbee with it for a little bit,
Yep,
and then he's like, "Oh, okay. You want it, boy?
yep.
You want it?"
Also, like, starts tossing the data on it like it's a fucking like it's
Oh,
a
he like
fucking
uses it like a skillet or a
yeah,
wok
yep, yep. Like he's gonna
before
fucking fry it.
before combining it with the capitalism data.
Yep. Then he turns it into a giant ass like sauce, like a fucking UFO sized disc, and throws it at Conagon, and
It's
Conagon eats
enormous.
it.
It's so enormous.
Yep. Because as we
Yeah,
all know, Ark can do whatever the fuck he feels like.
true. It's true. I will say I found it quite funny that instead of Kanagon opening his mouth to eat the coin, he wrenches both of his
Yep.
jaws apart to
Yeah.
do it.
Yep.
Which I know is like a logistical part of the costume, not having really movable mandibles. But dude, was that funny?
Oh yeah.
Oh man, at this point, I don't think I've paid attention to an arc episode so much.
It it really did a
Every
lot.
single scene is gold.
Yeah. So then Conagon eats it, gets sick, throws up all the fucking money.
Oh, and we get like surfboarding through Scrooge McDuck's vault.
Yep.
It's literally a Scrooge McDuck amount of money here.
Oh yeah.
I was again. I think they missed an opportunity for someone to literally dive into the money. I wrote down like, "Hey, Ultraman, this is your chance. Look at all the money."
I also love Conagon's dance at the end where he's like, I got a mug for the cameras. Huh?
Yeah. Then Ultraman gets expelled with all of the money back into the real world, and apparently so does Kanagan. He finally gets a real body.
Yep. So now he can
What?
be a real
He's a real
boy.
boy.
Yep.
What?
Now he
I
can.
have no idea. From this moment on, I am completely unsure.
Yep.
He's got it. Like Kanagan gets a physical form. He's doing this just mug again, like mugging for the camera. And then it gets worse.
Yep. Then we get the VTubers back.
Okay, wait a minute, wait a minute. It gets better before it gets
Yep.
worse. I'm sorry, I said that wrong.
The VTubers come back. They're doing their stream. Shu gets
It's
a
Alpha.
coin. She gets
I'm
a coin
Alpha.
and is immediately like, and then he turns into Kanagon.
At this point, I'm like, wait a second. Are they physical cryptocurrencies now? I have questions. Then he transforms into Kanagon, which upsets Yuma, of course.
Oh yeah, I mean, he just watched your friend in real life pick up a coin that somehow just appeared in front of him and turn into the monster you just fought.
Oh no. But that implies that he can see that happen not through the digital effects of the camera.
Yeah. Yeah, he really turned into Kanagon. Next episode, we're gonna have to deal with the consequences of this.
I was gonna say, if we just forget this in next episode, I'm gonna be very sad.
No,
Like
everything's
all
gonna
of a
be.
sudden, Kanagon's wearing a two sizes too small suit and just really loves this coffee.
Dude, I would love that so much. You know, it's not gonna happen.
What do we do, boss?
Yep.
I don't know. Call the GDF.
Yep. And now we're gonna get schoolgirl Rin flashbacks next episode.
I'm just not nearly as excited for that.
That's fair.
I, I feel
Uh,
like you set the bar too high.
I will say I'm really excited to see Naranga again. I feel like it's been maybe a year since I've seen him.
Where have we?
Oh no, definitely not even a year. It's been maybe a couple months.
Gonna say, wasn't he earlier in the season?
Naranga? Naranga
Oh
was
no, wrong. Oh, the monster.
yeah. Next week's episode has Naranga in it.
Oh.
Naranga was in Rising. I want to say, if I'm remembering right, Naranga was
Oh,
in
was
Rising.
that amazing? Huh.
Yeah, so that'll be fun.
That will be fun.
Yeah, yeah. Uh, this was a really solid episode. God.
Yeah, set the bar pretty high.
Hmm. All right. Anything else you want to say before we call this one?
Oh God, I hope that the writer writes more.
Yep.
Hope the
Yep.
director does more. I enjoyed it.
Oh yeah, this team was good. This was like a really, really solid, just really solid all across experience. I would, I know for a fact that the director has done like a bunch of episodes of the shows like that I've enjoyed. I would be willing to put money on that this writer is going to get more work in the upcoming seasons if they're not getting more already this season.
Excellent.
Hmm.
Kind of nervous about the next episode being titled "Goodbye, Rin." Not
Yeah,
kind of nervous.
I
We'll
think
see.
it's gonna be a bait and switch. We're gonna have like her
Gotta be.
like yeah no it's gonna be like
It's episode
the
nine.
well in it's gonna be like the her professor who like it's him saying goodbye to her. I would put money on.
Oh, I wouldn't bet against that.
Yeah, it's
It's a
the
really good guess.
it's the bait and switch of we think it's us saying goodbye, like we think it's the skip crew saying goodbye to her, but it's her, it's him saying goodbye to her now that she has moved beyond where she was the last time they met.
I'm almost sure that's what it's gonna be.
Yep.
That's way too plausible.
Oh yeah. Yeah. With that, tune in next time where we're probably gonna have some sappy feels. Mm. Bye.